From public to privately owned, from state funded to individually run. We meet entrepreneurs, public officials, and mom and pop shops. Join us behind the scenes for exclusive interviews with determined individuals on their road to success. We are the Mitten Roadshow, and this is Wayland. Alright, you guys, Mitten Roadshow here with Jeff Harrison. We're in Wayland, Michigan, and we're at his place called the Retro Room. Jeff, could you tell us a little bit about the idea behind the Retro Room?
Yeah, it's myself, Jeff Varnagatis, Brian Sweeby. We all met at a bar. Well, I've known Jeff for 18 years, really good friends through our past employer in radio. Brian moved to Wayland about 3 years ago and was DJing across the street, and we just got talking to him, so the three of us sat down over beers, and we're just like, Jeff and I had been talking about it, about opening a music store, and then Brian shared his love of music and so many things in common. The three of us just kind of put our heads together and talked, and here we are. About a year and a half, 18 months of talking, about a year and a half later.
Okay.
It was just three guys with three visions that a lot of similarities and some differences, and
So they're all kind of, every part in here is kind of unique to one of you, specifically.
right, there are different parts, right. Most of it's music genres that are different, but like Jeff and Brian, huge Atari guys. Me, not so much.
Oh yeah, I was going to bring that up. I saw the old school Atari and stuff.
Yeah, so, but the music has always been there. The love of the music and owning vinyl and actually owning a record store and sharing our love and our passion for this music and all things retros, 50s, 60s, and 70s. When we grew up, I mean, this was, this is what my mom and my dad showed me, as a toddler, is Elvis and Buddy Holly and these vinyl records.
Yeah.
These cool things, and same with Jeff and Brian, brought up in the same way with the always music on. Everywhere we go, whether we were in the car, at the house, there was always music on. There was always seemed to be card parties or parties with friends, and music was always the central part of it.
Music's just always the backbone to...
It's always been the passion.
Yeah.
So, yeah, about 18 months of sitting, whenever we could get together, have a couple beers, writing things down, putting together a business plan,
Sure.
just putting ideas on paper, and this was the vision. It's about as accurate as we can.
I was gonna say, I really dig the vision. Right when I walked in, I didn't know exactly what to expect, and it looks amazing in here. Honestly, I always ask, how did you come up with the name of your business? And I want to talk about that for a little bit. Looking around, obviously, we can kind of understand, how the name came to be. But what made you how'd you land on the Retro Room?
It was actually pretty easy. We threw around a couple different names, but once retro was there, we had room. It was like boom, retro.
Yeah.
And our LLC is actually VHS Entertainment,
Nice.
which is Varnegatus, Harrison, and Sweeby. But it's also retro VHS tapes, so that worked out. It's just, everything's just, it's come together.
Absolutely.
And,
So
it's been a beautiful thing. We like to think we have the coolest store in West Michigan. I don't think there's anything like it. It's not just a record store. You've got the vintage furniture and the posters, and it's just that feeling of, it feels like my old living room.
Yeah,
in,
absolutely.
In Standale, Michigan in 1975, so.
All right, so Jeff, looking around, I see a ton of old receivers. We see the old style furniture, posters, the Atari video game machines. Looks like a reel-to-reel machine. So how did you guys decide on what to carry? What brought each specific item in here?
Well, if you look at everything on the wall, the posters is basically people that have had a huge influence on history, not only music, but entertainment or everything, and people that we actually listened to growing up. Obviously Elvis Presley, but you got the movies too. Star Wars just had a huge impact on all three of us, just watching that when we were 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. And just the artists of growing up with these artists and listening to their music. And obviously, Kurt Cobain brought the grunge from Seattle in the early 90s. So those are the posters that we wanted up, and we wanted to do some of the most popular ones, but also these posters are something that had to do, again, with our childhood. Same with the receivers and these turntables. My parents had turntables like these. They had the old speakers, the gold furniture and the big, obnoxious, end tables and entertainment tables. So it's basically everything from our childhood that we absolutely loved, and that for some reason has come back in popularity.
Yeah.
It's just been, we're like, we can't make this up.
Right. So I was looking into your Facebook a little bit and everything, and I guess the biggest thing that I was thinking of in this day and age, I mean, why did you guys choose to go back to trying to bring vinyl back a little bit more? You mentioned earlier, it was coming up and up and up again. What made it safe for you to go to when, realistically people can jump on YouTube and listen to any song that they essentially want to?
Well, for us, it's just the experience. People nowadays are using music for distraction or to get them through their day, or like when you go to the gym, you're working out, you got this motivational loud music to keep you going. Where we wanted to bring back the vinyl and the records where you actually sit down, you open the jacket, and you read the lyrics, and you listen to the music on one of those old tube receivers. Because the sound, there's nothing like it. You can listen to a CD or you can listen to an MP3 or anything off your computer, but you aren't going to get the sound that you're going to get from an old tube receiver, an old turntable, and a great set of speakers. And unfortunately, today's, everything's made out of plastic and
Quality's different.
the quality is it's just not the same, and that's why this stuff has come back.
People are paying attention to it, noticing
People want the highest of quality. It's all, well, a lot of people think it's ugly, but I think these old receivers are beautiful. If you look at today's receivers and they're digital and most of them are black and just, these are silver, they got all the buttons and knobs and the lights, and they're just beautiful, but the sound quality, there's nothing like it.
This can't be matched at all.
It cannot be matched. Nope.
That's great. Jeff, what brought you to Wayland? What brought the retro room to Wayland, actually?
Well, I'm from Grand Rapids, so unfortunately, I just lost the argument. These two guys are within a mile of this store.
Okay.
So, and I fought and fought, but to be honest with you, Wayland has been absolutely amazing, and if we had to do it all over again, and if I had the choice, I'd be right here, because there's record stores in Grand Rapids, and there's record stores in Kalamazoo, and now you've got us right smack dab in the middle, and this community and the people surrounding it have been absolutely incredible, and the expectations has far exceeded my expectations. It's been amazing. And we still haven't hit the market of Grand Rapids. I mean, there are people, we've had customers from Grand Rapids as far as Muskegon coming.
Okay.
But we still haven't tapped a lot of the sources that we need get the word out. But the initial feedback has been amazing. We've only been open a couple months here. The holiday shoppers it's been really good, and we're looking forward to 2018. So far it's just been absolutely amazing. So the reason we're in Wayland, to sum up, is these two guys live here.
Yeah.
And I got outbid, so. But like I said, the commute's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
No, but it's been great. And this building is beautiful. This building it's one of the original buildings built in downtown Wayland.
Okay.
The funny thing is after we opened, we found someone had wrote an article in an Allen paper or something about the corner curse of this building. Like, there hasn't been a business last longer than, I think it was 3 years, since 1974.
Really?
There was a big grocery store that was here in the corner that was here for like 25 years. And once they closed, every business that's been in here has failed. So everybody's like, oh, good luck with that corner curse. And we're like, what are you talking about? And it just fueled our fire. It just said, you know what, it's more of a challenge. We want to look at it in a negative way. You know, people have come in and talked about, oh, I remember it was an ice cream store, or it was a secondhand store. Good luck, we hope you beat the curse. And to us, it's not about luck, it's about what we have in here and what it means to us. And I think what it means to some of these people that have come in and have seen the Atari or something that has caught their, I remember when I was 15 or 12 years old, and even the furniture, but mostly the music.
Yeah.
And
so you're not worried about the corner curse at all?
I'm not worried about we're not worried about the corner curse at all. I think the store sells itself.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
And as long as vinyl stays hot, which I don't think that'll be going away anytime soon, and these old receivers and everything, we'll do just fine.
Okay.
And we'll revolve, other things. We're thinking about doing 90s themes and different themes throughout the year. So, we're up for change and whatever it needs to take.
But that kind of touches on another one of my questions, is like, what kind of immediate plans do you have for the future for the retro room?
Well, we're talking about, we're looking into like an entertainment license, and
Okay.
maybe doing some private parties, karaoke, DJ. We've had live music in, an acoustic set. We're looking into doing that. We've been in touch with the guy down the road about doing like wine tasting and have people bring in some of their albums and do some wine tasting, do that. And we've reached out with the library about doing movie nights maybe on our big screen, and just
Okay.
other things that we really want to be involved in the community
Mm-hmm.
and be a part of it. And I think with the big screen and this space, why not share it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've been blessed with it. I think we need to share it, especially the big screen and the space. It's just great for parties, and we've had a couple after parties just to chill out and drink some beers after a long day. But
Yep.
doing that and opening our doors to the public after that too. So, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll do some of that, and we've had a couple musicians come in, do some live music, and that went over real well. So
Okay, yeah.
we've got apartments above us, so we got to be careful with noise. But
Sure.
acoustic shows have worked real good. So,
The tenants upstairs ever say anything about it at all?
you know what? They haven't had any complaints, and we haven't had any complaints. But
Probably alright then.
no, and we've invited them down. So.
I mean, if I lived above this place, I don't think I'd be too upset at, that going on at all. I'd just come down and grab a couple beers,
Right, no, and it's real laid back. It's, we've had customers come in who we got a guy who comes in every week and just plays Atari for about half hour, 45 minutes, looks around. That's what, we're not kicking anybody out. You got free Wi-Fi for a half hour, come in, sit on a couch, check your Facebook, whatever, we don't care, hang out. This is what it's about. It's what we did as teenagers. You come home from school, you grabbed a snack, you threw on a record or listened to a CD and did our homework and just chilled out or played Atari or Nintendo or.
Try to disconnect a little bit.
Yeah, it's about disconnecting from chaos, stress, your job, and just coming in and enjoying the music and the atmosphere.
Well, speaking of, decompressing from the stress of your job, you mentioned earlier you guys are all still full-time employed at other places, correct?
Yeah, we also have full-time jobs.
So what do you guys do, what did you guys do before this, and are you still doing the same type of work while you have this up and running?
Yeah, I drive truck on the weekends. I'm still doing that 4 days a week. Brian is next door managing the bar.
Okay.
And Jeff is he's on air talent at a oldie station in Plainville.
Awesome.
So we still have our full-time jobs. We never thought about this as a way of getting out of our jobs. If that happens, that's great, but we knew that selling records and equipment might not, give us the opportunity to quit our jobs and then just live off this. This was just a dream or a hobby that we wanted to share that can run itself and pay for itself, and just share it with anybody who wants to come and check it out. So
That's awesome.
if it does take off and we can quit our jobs, awesome. If not,
Not too worried about it. It's not what it was about at all.
because this is where we go and where it just, where we escape from our regular jobs or whatever. We just chill out, and you can. What better way to get paid than sit and listen to music and some of your favorite records and watch your favorite videos growing up? And we got hundreds of movies downloaded, thousands of songs. You can watch whatever we wanted to watch growing up. It's great.
All paid for, of course.
All paid for.
So I was just thinking about one of the questions that we could ask, and it's probably a really hard question for you to answer, because it seems like, music is a huge part of your life, and it always has been. So my question would be, out of all the records and everything here, who would be your favorite artist? You'd have to, one record you could open up for the rest of your life and listen to. What is it going to be?
That is a hard question. For me right now it'd be the Mavericks. That's my favorite band.
Okay.
And they put their stuff out on vinyl, and to me, we just got this new receiver we bought off a guy this past weekend. It's one of the most sought after, most powerful receivers ever created in the 70s. And this hooked up in here with that vinyl, you can't beat that sound.
Just sounds amazing.
So Elvis would be my first. That's who I grew up with and loved. But if I had to choose one, it would be the Mavericks, unfortunately.
Okay.
So that is it's a good question.
It's a hard
Don't ask me a
question.
favorite song because I can't answer that.
No, exactly. For anybody who's around one particular item all the time, you can't pick something like that. So you're just mentioning like the most sought after receiver, back in the 70s, or one of the most sought after. How do you find something like that? Or how did you find all of these receivers? Is it just
internet, estate sales,
okay?
Aunts and uncles that had stuff stored away.
Mm-hmm.
Once they found out we were opening, they were like, "Hey, I got something, in my closet or in the garage." But a lot of estate sales, just me asking around anybody who I talk to through church or through my friends, or like I said, my family, aunt and uncle who's got a friend or a neighbor down the road who's got records in their basement.
Mm-hmm.
But these receivers, they're getting harder to find. Estate sales seem to be the easiest way, or a foreclosed house. We got a guy right now who works with foreclosures, and he'll pick them for us.
So he's giving you
We'll
the
buy
lowdown on them?
Yeah, and this receiver, like I said, that comes in, that thing's going on the internet anywhere from $1,000 to $4,500. So right now we're just holding on to it because the sound is amazing, and we just want to hold on to it because we never thought that we would have a receiver like that. But we'll eventually put it up for sale. So
What makes that receiver so much better than the 8 that you have right behind you?
165 watts per channel, 2 amplifiers built in, really powerful.
Okay.
One of the best tube receivers ever made, really Pioneer, that they put out. There's one bigger that you can't find anywhere.
Okay, it's a Pioneer receiver?
Yeah, it's a Pioneer SX1250. So they made one more powerful.
Wow.
Which, after looking on the internet, I found one for $15,000. We won't be looking at that anytime soon.
Holy
It's
cow.
insane how these prices are getting. It is, it's crazy.
It's that perception. Everybody wants it. Like you said, it's been coming back and back and back. Slowly but surely, And I think you really hit the nail on the head when you said, like, you know, the quality aspect of it, you know.
You can't beat the quality.
Mhm.
I watched a YouTube video yesterday about cleaning one of those things and just opening that thing up. Even if I had experience with electronics, I still wouldn't know what to do with that thing.
No.
No, there's so many parts and pieces and it's so intricately built, it's just unbelievable. Compared to today, you just, you know, go in and change this out and plug that in and it's good to go. Whereas this, you're soldering, you're taking all these pieces, it's just amazing
Okay.
that what's inside these things. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're gonna have to crank some tunes on it here soon. Then
Yeah, I'll have to.
I'm really intrigued on
We'll
hearing
fire
the
up that
difference.
receiver, I'll show you guys.
Perfect.
Give you a little demo.
All right. So what's for sale in here?
Everything's for sale.
Everything.
The only thing that really isn't for sale is the display case, the cash register, and whatever's in the back. All the furniture's for sale. What we're sitting on is for sale. We have t-shirts. Yeah, everything's for sale. Yeah, and when it goes, we'll just find others, so.
That's just kind of, you know, like wing it type of thing. You know,
It
somebody
is, it's
comes
wing
in
it,
and wants
you
to
know.
say, you know, I want this, you know, living room set, and you're like, all right,
Yeah,
I got
I've been pretty much put in charge of, all right, Jeff, when we sell the furniture, you're in charge of getting it, so. And I'll go anywhere, I'll look anywhere, so.
Yeah.
You know, and all this furniture has been professionally cleaned, all of it is well taken care of. I'm not on Craigslist on like the free section, the furniture.
Right.
You know, we're particular. You know, this is all pretty high quality furniture. And if you sit on that gold sofa, you won't get up because it is the most comfortable thing.
I was just gonna mention, I've sat in I think every piece of furniture here so far, and it's all ridiculously comfortable.
It's funny, we have customers come in and they're like, oh, gold, that's so ugly. And then they sit down and they're like, oh man, this is nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that goes back to the quality situation we were talking about, you know, earlier. I mean, everything in the 70s seems like it was built just a little bit more sturdy.
Yeah, and all the furniture, yeah, it's comfortable and it's in, like I said, it's been professionally cleaned, so you don't have to worry about a stain from 1968 going, man, where'd that come from, or what is that? So, everything's clean and in really good shape, so we take pride in that. So
Absolutely.
High quality stuff.
We were talking earlier about how you found some of the stuff and you know the receivers and everything, but what we didn't touch on was the records. So, I mean, it's got to be hard to kind of find some of these things at this point. I would think, like some of the more classical ones. How are you finding them, and what if somebody comes in and buys 30 of them because they're a huge collector now too? I mean, what do you do in that circumstance?
When we first opened up, 80% of this was our own collections.
Okay.
That we could part with. There's still a lot of it we couldn't. Believe it or not, when we open and the buy and sell on the windows, and that's true, we've had a lot of people come in with their records. I would say we've doubled our inventory, and it's just from people bringing stuff in, believe it or not.
Okay.
They are getting harder to find. The more popular they get, it's just like anything else, the prices go up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard, but we had Fox 17 come down recently, and we got a lot of feedback from them.
Okay.
When they ran that story, we said we buy, man, they were coming through our doors every day.
Oh, I can imagine.
And there's stuff we can use and there's stuff we can't, but we'll take it off their hands just because they want to get rid of it, and we can recycle the stuff or whatever, do something with. We use a lot of records for decoration, for our Christmas tree, stuff like that.
Okay.
But a lot of our replenishment is from people bringing them in. But there are other ways we can find it as well.
Sure.
And with our new stuff, we got a distributor that we buy from. So
Okay.
we carry quite a few new, but a lot of it is used. And again, all of our records are thoroughly cleaned. Most of them are listened to. If we see that there's scratches or warps or anything, we just don't put them out. So if it's loud, like a surface noise, but it's still good, we've got our bargain bins for that kind of
Okay.
thing too. But
So there's an actual way that you can clean the record too.
Yeah, yep, we have 2 different record cleaners that we use,
Okay.
and they do a really good job, and a lot of them get listened to. And then when we're at the store, we will go through the used bins. Sorry, my phone's going off. We'll go through the used bins and pull out a record and just listen to it,
Okay.
and make sure everything's good. We've had a couple customers come back in and say, hey, this is kind of poppy. You know, it's had a couple pops, couple of crackles. We'll clean it for them. If they're not satisfied, you know, trade it in. They can
Sure.
pick something else. But for the most part, no, we haven't had any complaints. So feedback's been amazing. It really has.
When was your actual open date?
We did a soft opening on October 3rd.
Okay.
And then we did a grand opening around Fall Fest here in Wayland. We actually had we had a ribbon cutting ceremony. We had a state representative actually come down and give us a signed document from the governor, from Governor Snyder. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That was just overwhelming, and that was the 28th, and we did a grand opening on the 28th.
Okay.
And we've been jamming ever since. So holiday's been good.
Yeah.
We're waiting for these last minute shoppers to come in because, I mean, we have really everything for anyone. I mean, even if you don't like music, we've got t-shirts, we've got antique phones, we've got lamps. You know, everything's for sale, and we got gift certificates for those people that, I have no idea what to get my son or my cousin or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we've got gift certificates for that.
Well, it's a niche market that you're in, but I mean, there's 4 or 5 people in my life that I could think of right away that could dig something in one way or the other out of the store. I mean, you cover a huge market in a small market, if that makes sense. You know, there's
Right.
something here for kind of everybody.
And that was part of the business plan. We just didn't want to be a record store. The music's the foundation, the trunk of our tree, and then the branches are just stuff that I love. The furniture, and Jeff and Brian with the Atari. You know, everything we wanted to branch out. We didn't want to be where you come in and, oh, it's a music store, it's a record store.
Yeah.
Like, we wanted to get away from, this is not a guy's store. Our first customer was a woman.
Okay.
We've probably had more ladies than gentlemen that come in the store, and they love it. And that's why you'll see the end tables and the lamps, because we wanted to not just be for guys who wanted to buy records. We
Right.
wanted the ladies to come and enjoy the store as well. And kids, you know, we got the foosball table and the drum set, and
Yeah.
all ages are welcome.
The drum set get
It's
used,
like a
right?
carnival, you know?
So how can people find you then?
We have the website, it's retroroom.net.
Okay.
We're all over Facebook. You can check us out, Retro Room on Facebook, Wayland.
Okay.
We're on Twitter,
What's your Twitter
Instagram.
handle?
Twitter is Retro Room 2017.
Okay.
And we're right downtown Wayland, right on the corner, 102 West Superior. So,
Awesome.
but we're all over social media. It drives them nuts, but I'm the social media guy.
No, they keep doing that.
That's what I said.
That's the way you
Oh,
gotta
man,
do it.
more than 4 posts in a day. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
All day, every
Keep
day.
it going.
All
Absolutely.
day, every day. So, yeah.
Great. Jeff, so I see the DVDs over here. What brought the DVDs into the retro room? Seems like they're not fully retro. But
Right.
There's got to be something behind it.
We got a lot of cult classics. Like I said, the trunk of the tree was the music, but the branches were other things. CDs right now, for some reason, are hot. I don't know why, but they are. They're coming back. So a lot of them are our own collection that we've just held on throughout the years, and the same with the movies, the DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Just another branch in the tree. We carry new record players. If you don't want vintage, we have new turntables. We've got record cleaners, the static brushes, jackets, and headphones. We even got guitar strings for musicians. Just a little bit of everything. We've had some musicians come through after playing the bars or whatever, so we wanted to accommodate them. So we got some guitar strings and some microphones and that kind of thing too for musicians. So again, a little bit of everything.
No, you said you had musicians come through after playing at the bar. What are your guys' hours here?
We're 11 to 7,
Okay.
but you know, the weekend they'll play the bar and they're like, hey, what's that? You know, and so they come the next day and they're like, hey, you know, we played the bar last night across the street. Want to check you out?
Gotcha.
And they're like, are you? And they really asked, are you guys going to carry like stuff like that? So we're like, what the hell? Why not?
I mean, it gave you an idea, yeah.
Yeah, we just went to our distributor, found guitar strings, and we got some friends who are musicians and asked them which are the most popular ones or most quality, and carry those. So, yeah, so again, a little more. We got patches, like these Bowie and these jacket patches are back in style again. And pins, remember
It's
the buttons?
crazy, yeah. It's
The
crazy.
buttons I had on my jean jacket, you know, when I was a teenager, the Michael Jackson bad, and they're all back in. So we've got those. We've got bumper stickers, retro video games. We got Atari over here, but we've got also other games for Nintendo 64, the classic Nintendo,
Yeah.
and Sega Genesis as well. So again, a little bit of everything.
That's awesome. I sincerely dig the vibe in this place, like 100%.
Yeah, it's an adult toy store is what it is.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, right?
Yeah.
I'm using adult store. Not that adult store.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and chat with me about the Retro Room and how awesome it's come together so much. I really appreciate the time.
Oh, thanks for having us. I mean, thanks for coming down. We appreciate it. Hopefully, we get a lot of good feedback. So, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Perfect.
Well, I want to say thanks again to Jeff for letting us come into the Retro Room before they even opened, so we got kind of like a VIP access. Don't forget to like him on Facebook, and he's got a Twitter thing too, so Retro Room 2017, so make sure to check them out. Like us, the Mitten Road Show, and we got some gift certificates for you guys for sharing this video. A 25 and a 10, and they actually look like concert tickets. So check them out. What are your hours again, Jeff?
Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 7, 10 to 6 on Saturday, and noon to 6 on Sunday.
And you guys are not open Monday?
No,
Okay.
Monday's inventory.
Sweet.
I'm good to roll.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Still do line.
Perfect.
Thank you.